Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay, from Millennial Mom. And tonight we're going to talk about Love After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 36, Car Chase from Hell. Now, before I begin, if you haven't already joined the family, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave your comments, share the video, and if you're interested, we have a membership that's available in the description box below. So let's get started. Now, we're going to pick back up with Derek and Monique. Now, last week we saw there was this white car that was chasing the car that Derek, Monique, and the producers were in. It looks like that maybe this car was following them, trying to get Derek's attention, because Monique said, "Who is that in the car, Derek?" I thought they said, "Hey, Derek," like, "hello." She's like, "Who do you know already? Like, who knows that you're here?" Derek's like, "I don't know nobody." So as they're driving, Monique is saying, "You know what? Maybe we ought to pull over." And even the producer was saying, "Well, maybe we should pull over at the gas station." Derek was like, "No. Don't pull over. I don't want to have anything on my record." Monique was like, "I don't care." And so Monique wanted to see, who it was. She was all about it because early in the day, Derek's sisters were calling her phone and threatening her and, saying like, "We can meet up and make it do what it do." And then, so Derek talked her into keep going. Let's get to where we need to go and don't worry about it. But this white car just kept going, behind them. The faster that Monique was going, the car was going too. The car kept up for quite some time, but somewhere along the lines, Monique, she changed her tune to whether she wanted to be about it or just scared, because went from that to, "I'm afraid for my life. I don't know what to do." So producers are calling other producers who are like somewhere else and security who is somewhere else, telling them, "We're going to meet you here. We got this car following us. We don't know what's going on. And can we all just get in a line, have their cars in a line with their car and get them back to the hotel?" And Monique was like, "No. When we get there, can we have someone from security be in our car?" And you know what? I get that, because see, you don't know. And Derek just got out and Monique is already suspicious. She feels that, yes, again, that's his sisters, but who else could it be besides the sisters? But one thing we know, because we heard it from Derek in confessionals, he's saying, "Well, I haven't been out that long. I don't know who it is." But then he admits he knows who it is. And if Monique finds out, she's going to blow up the spot. He's not trying to have those kind of issues, because Monique is A, clingy, B, always acting like his mom, telling him what he can do, what he can't do. And Derek is smothered. He said he feels smothered and he's just trying to get away from her for right now. So they make it to Derek, Monique, and producers make it to the destination. Security gets in the car. They finally make it to the hotel. They're walking in hand. So when we see Derek and Monique again, it's the next morning. Derek is laying across that hotel bed, stressed. He's like, "I got a lot on my mind. Listen, I know you do. Because not just from whoever was in the car, because again, in confessional, he said he admitted he knew who was in that car, but just the fact he knows how Monique is. But see, here's the thing, in my opinion. Yeah, he knows who Monique is on the surface, but he doesn't know that Monique has the location of the phone, her name pops up, and anything else that's going to come, because even Monique's sister seemed like she's in on the whatever's going to go down, even though she's not here for all the extras that Monique has put into it, but she's going to have her sister's back. Well, anyways, Derek is saying that today he wants to go shopping, but Monique is like, "Shopping? Why you want to do that?" She goes, "What we need to do, or what I'm going to do, is change out this rental car and change a hotel, we need to switch up locations. And Derek was like, yeah, that's cool. But at the same time, he was like, I think you're doing too much. Now, see that right there, even if Monique wasn't the way she is and do the things she was doing, that is like, ding, red flag, red flag. What do you mean that's doing too much? We were just followed. We were just on a car chase from hell. And you think we're doing too much? I'm doing too much by switching out the rental car and changing our location? But, Monique questioned him, but she didn't really go into detail. She did ask him why. But then again, Derek was saying, you know what, let me just, go shopping. Let me get some new stuff. I haven't been shopping in a while. She's like, oh, okay, well, I'll take you. He goes, no, I'm going to take an Uber. Red flag, red flag, red flag. She goes, Uber? Why you want to do that? I got a car. He goes, we could kill two birds with one stone. Now, see, he's trying to be slick. But, Monique was like, I guess. But Derek said that, when she was like, I guess to take the Uber, he's like, all right, then. Derek got up so fast. I was like, you need to play it cool. Whether you know who's in the car or not. I mean, Monique don't know. But you jumping up, talk about, it's not even like that. Play it cool, much cooler, because, Monique is going to be in your business. I mean, as soon as you hit whoever you're going to call, oh, yeah, she's already going to know something's up. So, well, we'll have to see who, where, what, why, and why for next week with Derek and Monique. Let's jump to Nathan and Skylar. Now, last week, Nathan was out with her friend Skylar. I can't think of her name right now, who left the halfway house. They didn't know she was out. She could be in trouble if they found out or whatever, but she didn't care. She's down for her friend Skylar. So is what it is. So while they're out having their hair done and having drinks, Skylar was calling Nathan and she was getting worried that he wasn't answering the phone. And Skylar has anxiety about that because she had previous boyfriends who didn't answer the phone, who had addictions and for unfortunate reasons are no longer here living with us. So she has anxiety and PTSD from all that. So her and her friend go back to Nathan's house to see if he's there. And so once they get there, they go up the stairs and Nathan is in the bed asleep. She's like, Nathan, like, what are you doing? You scared me. And Nathan's going to pop up and be like, why'd you wake me up like this? I'm thinking, wait, what? Nathan, you're on a show. You're on Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. You could be woke up and on location at any time. So after that, I mean, he came to, and then he came, around with like, okay, you're here. La 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 la, it's all good. So the friend went back to wherever she went back. I guess she snuck back into the halfway house. And Nathan and Skylar decide that they're going to go out for dinner. While Skylar's getting ready, Nathan is showing us and the producers the ring that he has. He's finally got their ring, the engagement ring for Skylar. He said that he wants to make it special, the best it could be. He's thinking about maybe having like Elvis's or some skywriting, but he's not ready to propose right now, but the ring is burning a hole in his pocket. So when Nathan and Skylar get to the restaurant, I mean, they have a drink, they have a nice toast. Everything is moving along for literally 2.2 seconds. When Skylar's phone rings, well, first a text message, she's answering, and Nathan's looking like, can you put the phone down? We're trying to be on our first date. And then her phone rings, and Skylar's like, hello. I'm like, wow, she gonna answer the text and say hello. So it's a male voice. And then Nathan takes Skylar's phone and is like, he's like, what up? Like, who is this? And you can hear whatever he's saying. He's like, oh, so you think I'm a B? And then the call hangs up, or Nathan, whoever, somebody hung up the call. And then Skylar is saying to Nathan, like, I mean, why'd you do that? It's not even that big of a deal. And I'm like, really, Skylar? I mean, really? Maybe you could excuse yourself to go to the bathroom or something, but right then and there, I mean, Nathan has issues, trust issues. You guys weren't together, longer than 2 weeks to 30 days before you got sent back to prison? And this is what you're doing? And so Nathan gets upset about that. And honestly, I don't blame him. But he gets upset to the point where he's like, we're going to go. He's like telling her to stand up so that she can go. And I'm thinking, okay, so now Nathan is becoming just a little bit, his emotions are getting the best of him. It is giving aggressive. And Skylar refuses to go. So Nathan leaves, gets in his truck. He peels off in his truck. He's not even down the block where he's calling Skylar, talking about, oh, so you weren't going to go? You weren't going to go with me? And then the person, I guess, that was calling her, somebody came up to the table with a shot glass for a drink. And Nathan hears the voice and he's like, who is that? She's like, oh, that's nobody. Nathan peels back around. Like I said, he was barely like a block down the street. He gets back to the restaurant in time where Skylar hasn't even picked up the shot yet. Nathan gets back to the table. He tosses the shot because there's like a river. Tosses the shot in the river or the lake or whatever, and goes off on her. And she's like, what are you doing? You are embarrassing me. You're being immature. And Nathan's like, I'm not being immature. Like, we're supposed to be on our date and you are accepting calls. You talking to dudes, right? Do you think I'm a B? So apparently Nathan has an issue with somebody thinking he's a B or thinking he's soft, right? Skylar said, you know what? First of all, he knows that's a friend who knows I just got out or whatever. So they're just coming to say hi. It's nothing. But the reasoning and the rationale that Skylar was giving, it's giving gaslighting, and it's giving, you don't really care for Nathan like that movie. You know, he's just not into you, but reverse, she's just not into Nathan. So again, conversation goes left. She was like, you know what? You can calm down. You can sit down, but I'm going to eat this food because I'm hungry. But eventually, it's so much of a scene that's being made that Skylar gets up to leave with Nathan. They get in the truck, and Skylar's like, you know what? You're so childish. You're so immature. He's got jealousy issues, and I just don't want to be seen in public with you anymore. And Nathan goes, oh, so what are you saying? You want to break up? She goes, no. I mean, first she was quiet. She goes, well, if that's what you want to do, because Nathan asked her again, she was like, I just don't want to be seen in public with you anymore. So, we'll see if Nathan gets a chance to propose, because also in confessional, Skylar was saying that, you know, with Nathan being aggressive, those are her words, the way he was, it can trigger her to go back into doing the things she was doing, like jeopardizing her sobriety. So I don't know. In the beginning, I thought that maybe Nathan, because he was saying he was trying to keep Skylar on the path of doing the right thing, but those anger issues may play a role where who knows what could happen. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So let's move to Justine and Michael. So the weekend is over, that whole misunderstanding with the Parkless family. The kids are going back home. Mike says that he knows his kids may feel a type of way because he's staying behind with Justine. But then he also says he doesn't have the best relationship with his kid's mother. So I guess the transition between the kids coming to see him, they go through the grandma, which is his mom. So I think that's a step at least, right? So one of his daughters or kid, I'm not sure, daughter or son, was saying that, you know, they didn't want to leave to go home, but they know that they had to. And Mike, you know, that crushed him on the inside. So when Mike's mom and sister came to pick up the kids, Justine, Mike's mom's sister, went off to talk to say, you know, they both felt disrespected. This is a new part of the family now, and they're trying to get things together for the kids, and they just have to find a new way to move along when it comes to talking and being around each other with a form of respect. And so they decided to squash it. So then after that, Mike has an appointment at his parole office, and, you know, to find out if he could travel for work, if he could come to Vegas for that music producing, or if he can just visit his kids in Rhode Island or whatever. And nope, he can't. He can't leave the state for 60 days. And so that means he has to just lay low and do whatever he got to do at home with Justine. So, you know, Mike He has a support system in his family and with Justine, but he's ready to get Memphis Mills back on the road, get it, make it do what it do. So he's not happy about that. And Mike also says that he's also going to be on paper for 20 years. So he can't even, as far as be caught up in nothing, or he'll be back in prison till like 2042 or something like that. So for right now, everything is on hold. So let's move to Gabby and Chris. So it's the next morning for them as well after the fight. They are sleeping in separate rooms. Chris is on the couch. Gabby is in the room. Chris says, he wants to make it right for his woman. So he is going to make her coffee, make her breakfast. So then he gets in the kitchen and he's like, oh, I don't even know how to make coffee. So he ends up pouring some juice in a brownie. So he brings it into the room to Gabby. He goes, hey, I made you breakfast. She goes, that's not breakfast. And I agree, that is not breakfast. But you know what? If you have to hurry up and get out the door, maybe it is breakfast. So Chris is hoping that they can reconnect. He said he's sorry. He didn't say he was sorry, but his words were apologizing to her. He said she means the world to him and that he wants to do anything to get them back on the right path. And then Gabby got up. She made breakfast. She made bacon. But why she opened the bacon like that with that big old knife? She could have like sliced off some fingers or whatever. So they also squashed whatever they were going through temporarily. And so I guess they went to the room and made it do what it do. So it's the next day. Chris has an appointment at the parole office and Gabby's getting dressed up to go see her mom. And so Chris is saying, oh, I got to see parole. So what you going to do today? She's like, oh, I got to see my mom. He goes, dressed up like that? Are you sure? Because you looking like a doll. She goes, what? I look like this all the time. So, well, Chris is like, okay, well, you be good. So then he goes out the door to go take a train to go to the parole office. But as soon as he starts walking down the block, he sees this BMW. He's looking in the car. He was thinking like, what? Oh, no, this is my car. I'm about to be walking. So he texts Gabby on the phone, asks her to come out. She comes out. He's like, wait a minute. What you lied to me for? I thought the car was in the shop. She goes, it was in the shop, trying to, deflect and everything. Well, it turns out that Gabby is not really going to go see her mom. She doesn't want to talk on camera, but after the fact, she said that she got some charges. She was with her cousin and she's looking at jail time. And so she was really going to go see her lawyer. And so Chris was like, you know what? Your lawyer got you. I got you. If anything happens, we're going to be cool. And then Gabby says, well, if something happens, I go to prison, or even if she don't go to prison, like what if they're both felons, then neither one of us can live in the same place together. And Chris is like, nah, that's not going to happen. We'll figure it out. So then Chris goes on his way. So he ends up taking the train anyway. And Gabby is in the car or Uber or whatever, because I'm not sure she can drive because I think she lost her license. So that was a lie. She was telling Chris that the car was in the shop because whatever happened with those charges she got, well, one of them was for losing her license and the other was for a fight. So at the lawyer's office, he was going over the charges with losing of the license, being suspended and things like that. But then Gabby tells her lawyer that there's other charges. She said she told confessional she was playing cousin save a cousin and things got out of hand and she got charges. And so when she was explaining it to the lawyer explained to her, Gabby, that these additional charges, she could get anywhere from 30 months to 5 years. And so what is it that she wants to do? Does she want to go to trial or does she not want to go to trial? What is it that she wants? Gabby said that she would like to go to trial. And so the lawyer said, well, trial could take up to 2 years and it's going to cost some additional money. And then in confessional, Gabby said, even though she didn't have to tell us, we've already known this for quite some time, that Chris is out of money. So she's got to come out of pocket to pay things, the lawyer, and just living expenses on her own. And I'm thinking, okay, there's no tears shed here because listen, you knew you were spending his money like water on your cosmetic procedures and everything else you were doing. So if you got to get a job and do what you have to do, guess what? That's what you have to do. And then Gabby asked the lawyer, well, do you also do divorces? Are you a divorce lawyer too? So the lawyer told her, you know what, let's just, pretty much cross that bridge when we get to it. We'll do one thing at a time. And, if you need a lawyer like that, then down the line, I can guide you to getting a lawyer like that. So he'll see what he can do. Now, finally, we have Eris and Cameron. So Cameron, today's studio day. Eris said she would rather go to the hotel than be at the studio, but she's going to go support her man. Cameron says only thing he thought about in prison was his music career. He was writing songs, raps, or whatever he was doing. So he was looking forward to getting back into that. So now they are at the music studio and he introduces her to everyone there. And everyone was surprised that he brought a girl because they were saying that Cameron wasn't really, I was reading between the lines, like a one girl kind of thing, right? One girl kind of guy, excuse me. So then they drop the bomb and say, we're getting married and we're getting married this Saturday. Like, do you have a suit? So they're like, what? Okay, you getting married? Cool. But oh, wow. At the same time. Now, that's cool that his friends, his music friends were cool with him getting married and him, settling down and everything. So yeah, all right. Cameron, I think there's a little bit more to him that we don't know yet. There's more to Derek that's out there, but Cameron, yeah, I think there's a little bit more that we haven't seen that may or may not come up. I could be wrong, but we'll see. But Cameron also visited his parole officer, and he's not able to go to Florida where Eris is. He also has to wait 60 days before he can go. So after the studio, they decide that they're going to go get a marriage certificate so they can get married. Because like they said, they're told the friends they're getting married on Saturday so that he has a better chance to go to Florida because they're married. So after they get the marriage license, they're like, we got a license. They go to the tuxedo shop, and Cameron has already called his sisters to come meet him at the tuxedo shop, but they don't know why. So he's also saying in confessional that they hope that his sisters like Eris, because listen, he loves his sisters a whole lot. He just really hopes that they can get along. And so when they get to the tuxedo shop, one sister's already there. And let me say, when both sisters are there, they both are dressed to impress in the way that they dress to impress. The sisters are happy to see Cameron, but they're also surprised that he's getting married. So the meeting with Eris went good. They seem welcoming. They're happy for their little brother, but at the same time, the sister said in their confessional, like, they hope it works out. It is like short notice. They don't want to have to pull up to be pulling up if something goes awry. So that's what they had to say. But, maybe we'll see them soon, because in upcoming episodes, we do see Eris and Cameron getting married. So we'll have to see who's all at the wedding. But I still also want to see how Eris's daughter is going to take to Cameron being her new stepdad, since they've only had a conversation or two or three on the phone and not in person. Because that in-person meetup and that in-person connection can be two different things. So, but yeah, that was the end of this week's Love After Lockup, Car Chase from Hell. Listen, I am ready to see who Derek knew in that car and who it is, because there's been a bunch of speculation online. I'm trying not to see any spoilers or hear any, but there's a lot going on about who it could be. And yeah, we'll go from there. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, and leave your comments. And until next time, live simply, be grateful.